Once upon a time there was a miller. He had 3 sons. Sadly, the miller passed away. He left his mill to his oldest son. He gave his donkey to his middle son. The youngest son, he got the cat.
What good is a cat?
Don't you worry. Just get me a pair of boots and a bag. You'll see how helpful I can be.
The young man was skeptical, but a talking cat, that was worth a try. The youngest son found some boots. They were a bit dusty, but they fit the cat perfectly. Puss strutted around.
Now these are what I call boots.
He went off with his bag. The young man watched him go. He felt hopeless. Puss was a very clever cat. He knew the king loved rabbit stew. He set a trap in the forest. Snap, he caught a plump rabbit. Puss put on his best smile. He presented the rabbit to the king.
A gift from the Marquis of Carabas.
The king was delighted with the rabbit. He gave Puss some gold coins. The rabbit was a rare breed, known for its soft fur and gentle nature, which made it a perfect gift for the king. Puss had carefully selected this rabbit, knowing it would please the king immensely. The king, in turn, was so pleased that he rewarded Puss with a handful of shiny gold coins, a gesture of his gratitude and appreciation. Puss brought the coins back to the young man. This happened every week. Each time, Puss would find a new and unique gift to present to the king, ensuring that the king remained impressed and delighted. The young man, who was struggling to make ends meet, was always overjoyed to receive the gold coins. They helped him buy food, clothes, and other necessities. Puss's cleverness and dedication were making a significant difference in their lives. Puss would catch something delicious. He would tell the king it was from the Marquis of Carabas. The king, who loved good food, was always thrilled to receive these gifts. Puss's offerings included pheasants, quails, and even exotic birds that were hard to find. Each time, Puss would present the gift with a flourish, making sure to mention the Marquis of Carabas, a name he had invented to impress the king. The king thought this Marquis was a very generous man. He often wondered about the Marquis, imagining him to be a noble and wealthy gentleman. The king's curiosity grew with each gift, and he began to look forward to Puss's visits. The king's advisors also took note of the Marquis's generosity, and they started to speak highly of him in the court. One day, Puss overheard some news. The princess was going for a ride in her carriage. This was a rare opportunity, as the princess seldom left the palace. Puss knew that this could be the perfect chance to further impress the king and perhaps even secure a better future for his master. He listened intently, gathering all the details about the princess's route and the timing of her ride. This was his big chance. Puss's mind raced with ideas. He knew he had to act quickly and decisively. He formulated a plan that would not only impress the king, but also bring his master closer to the royal family. Puss's determination was unwavering, and he was ready to take bold steps to achieve his goal.
Master, we need to go for a swim. Puss's voice was filled with urgency and excitement. The young man, though puzzled, could see the determination in Puss's eyes. He knew that Puss always had a plan, and he trusted his clever cat completely. Without hesitation, he agreed to follow Puss's lead, even though he had no idea what the cat had in mind.
The young man had no idea why, but he trusted his clever cat. He had learned over time that Puss's schemes, no matter how strange they seemed at first, always led to something good. As they made their way to the river, the young man couldn't help but feel a mix of excitement and curiosity. What could Puss be planning this time? He knew that whatever it was, it would be something extraordinary. They went down to the river. It was a bright and sunny day, the perfect weather for a refreshing dip. The group was in high spirits, laughing and chatting as they made their way to the water's edge. The river sparkled under the sunlight, inviting them to cool off in its gentle currents.
Take off your clothes and jump in. The young man hesitated for a moment, unsure of what to do. But the others encouraged him, and soon he was undressing, feeling the excitement of the moment. He took a deep breath and jumped into the river, the cool water enveloping him instantly.
The young man was confused. He didn't understand why he had to jump in, but he trusted his friends. As he swam, he noticed something strange happening on the riverbank, but he did what he was told. He swam around, trying to enjoy the moment, but his mind was racing with questions. Why had they asked him to jump in? What was going on? Suddenly, Puss grabbed his clothes. The young man watched in shock as the clever cat, with a mischievous glint in its eye, snatched up his garments. He threw them in the river. The young man couldn't believe his eyes. His clothes were now floating away, carried by the current. Panic set in as he realized he had nothing to wear. Just then, the royal carriage came by. It was an impressive sight, with its golden trim and majestic horses. The young man felt a mix of awe and dread as the carriage approached.
"Help! Help! My master, the Marquis of Carabas, has been robbed!" Puss cried out, his voice filled with urgency. The cat's clever plan was unfolding perfectly.
The king recognized the cat. He stopped to help. The king, known for his kindness, couldn't ignore the distressed feline. He ordered his carriage to halt and approached the cat with concern. He gave the young man a beautiful suit of clothes. The king's attendants quickly fetched a luxurious outfit, and the young man was soon dressed in fine garments, feeling like a true noble. The princess thought he was very handsome. She couldn't take her eyes off him, her heart fluttering at the sight of the well-dressed young man. She smiled warmly, and he felt a surge of confidence. The king invited him to ride along. The young man, now feeling like a true Marquis, accepted the invitation with gratitude. He climbed into the carriage, his heart racing with excitement and anticipation. But Puss was way ahead of them. The clever cat had already set the next part of his plan in motion, sprinting down the road to ensure everything was ready for his master's grand entrance. Section 5. A wedding, a castle, and a very happy cat ever after. Puss raced ahead to a grand castle, his heart pounding with excitement. The castle stood tall and majestic, its spires reaching for the sky, a true testament to grandeur and opulence. This magnificent structure, however, was not just any castle. It belonged to a fearsome ogre, known far and wide for his terrifying presence and immense power.
But I was not afraid. With courage in my heart and a clever plan in my mind, I stood tall, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead.
Puss, with his quick wit and sharp mind, challenged the ogre to a magic contest. The ogre, confident in his abilities, accepted the challenge without hesitation. The ogre, being a bit vain and overly confident in his magical prowess, agreed to the contest, certain that he would emerge victorious. But Puss, ever the cunning trickster, had a plan. He used his cleverness to outwit the ogre, turning the ogre's own magic against him. The ogre, humiliated and defeated, disappeared in a puff of smoke, leaving the castle and all its riches to Puss and his master.
Welcome to the castle of the Marquis of Carabas. With the ogre gone, the castle was now theirs, a symbol of their newfound status and wealth.
The king, upon hearing of the brave and clever deeds of Puss and his master, was very impressed. He saw in them the qualities of true nobility and valor. In recognition of their bravery and cleverness, the king gave his daughter's hand in marriage to the young man, solidifying their place in the royal family. The wedding was a grand affair, filled with joy and celebration. The castle was alive with music and laughter as friends and family gathered to celebrate the union. And as for Puss, he was a tiny bit spoiled by all the cream and tuna the castle cooks could provide. He enjoyed his new life of luxury, knowing that he had played a crucial role in bringing about this happy ending. Puss would often lounge in the sun, a contented smile on his face, reflecting on the adventures that had brought him to this point. He knew that he had earned every bit of his comfort and happiness. And so, in the grand castle, with the sun setting over the peaceful grounds, they all lived happily ever after. Well, mostly. For in every fairy tale, there's always a hint of more adventures to come.
Know you've been a good friend.
Section 6. The moral of the whiskers: cleverness and kindness win the day. The story of Puss in Boots is more than just a fun adventure. It teaches us that even the smallest and most unexpected of us can achieve great things with cleverness and kindness. Puss used his quick wit and charm, not to harm but to help his master, and ultimately bring joy to the kingdom. He reminds us that thinking outside the box and using our strengths can lead to amazing opportunities. Section 7. Puss in Boots, a legacy of laughter and lessons. The tale of Puss in Boots has been told and retold for centuries, captivating generations with its humour and heart. From storybooks to movies, the image of the swashbuckling feline has become iconic, a symbol of wit and resilience. But more importantly, the story reminds us that true wealth lies not just in material possessions, but in the bonds of friendship, loyalty, and the courage to pursue our dreams. Section 8, Beyond the Storybook, the enduring appeal of Puss in Boots. Why do we still love Puss in Boots after all these years? Perhaps it's the thrill of seeing the underdog succeed. Maybe it's the reminder that even seemingly impossible dreams can come true with a bit of ingenuity. Or maybe it's simply the joy of listening to a good story, a story that sparks our imagination and leaves us with a smile. Section 9. Time for bed, little listeners, sweet dreams of adventure. So, as you drift off to sleep tonight, dear listeners, remember the tale of Puss in Boots. Remember the power of kindness, the magic of cleverness, and the importance of believing in yourself, even when you feel small. For every one of us has a spark of something special, a talent waiting to be discovered, a dream waiting to be chased. Sweet dreams, and who knows, maybe you'll dream of talking cats and magical adventures.